I'm kind of done with the rotation, the roster. I'm ready to start firing players.
with Andy the other day too about a similar thing, because we were talking about online dating, and and I don't do it. I'm scared of it. I had funny stories that came out of it that are now part of my anecdotal, who I am. But like to do it now, no, I'm not interested. If I met somebody organically somewhere, great. I would totally be open for that.
But what if you met somebody online that was great?
They absolutely could be. I guess where there's there's a paradigm that needs to be shifted for me. So the idea of going someplace to go look for a partner, whatever partner means for you, if it's just a sex partner or a life partner or anywhere in between, the idea of going someplace to look for that just feels like ain't nobody got time for that. If it happens organically, great. But in my life where I'm at right now, I don't have that extra bandwidth. I don't care enough.
So it's a bandwidth issue. And it's not a priority for you to find a partner right now. So
if the magic partner came around either for sex, life, or anything in between, awesome. That'd be great. But I don't have the bandwidth to go look
to search for it.
I think it ties into two really important points too. One is that whatever you believe will work or won't work, you're right. If you think online dating will work, it will work.
It will work.
If you believe it will never work, which that's something I've been juggling with, then it won't work.
I've been to several weddings with people who met online.
Yeah, my brother is married to someone he met online dating, and there are people, I have really good friends that have met online and it works for them.
So the bigger question for you, Joyna, is it working for you? Because I'd love for you, if you're interested, to share this most recent experience that you had with it happens to be with Hinge, right? But I mean, it could be any particular.
Maybe you guys can also tell me what these different apps are nowadays.
Right.
Like why Hinge over?
There's a lot of different apps out there, right? And then the latest one is Hinge, which their motto is basically something along the lines of, "We exist so that you don't come back," or something like, "We want you to meet in person so that you don't need this app, so that you can delete." Or our goal is for you to delete this app.
Oh, I found Hinge just through somebody from San Francisco who was like, "This is the app that everybody in San Francisco is using."
Well, I'm going to download it right now then while you're talking.
I would caution you on that because
so here's something interesting.
I'll wait for the story.
To be continued.
Yes. So again, this really ties into the two belief camps, right? The one where it says online dating works for me, and the other belief camp, online dating doesn't work for me. And whatever camp you're in, you're going to find excuses and justifications of why you're right in that camp. Of course. So I will admit, I've been on the skeptical side of online dating doesn't work for me. And I'm trying to be open-minded. I'm trying to be curious and trying to just go out there and meet people. But here's a story to not really support that. So I was telling Danielle a few weeks ago that I've been quite picky. So I went to dinner with one of my best friends one night, and I handed her my phone and said, "I want you to just swipe." I'm too picky. We had a few glasses of wine. And
that's a fun game, actually. That's a really good adult game.
It's great. So she said yes to a bunch of people, a bunch of guys. And one of them ended up responding saying, "Oh, I think you're cute, and I like that you're a coach. I'm also a coach. In fact, I'm a dating coach." And I didn't quite respond. But then I thought about it and said, I may not want to date him, but I'm curious enough to know what kind of coaching he does, and he's local, and I just want to know. So we met for coffee and hit it off. It was fantastic. He actually was really attractive in wonderful ways. And I discovered his
wonderful ways code for I wanted to bang him.
Yes, totally. I was like, hello, take me now. But he's polyamorous, which is not a bad thing at all. That's totally fine. For me, it's a new frontier of, I don't know anything about this. I haven't tried it, and it makes me feel uneasy. So he is a dating coach that helps men to date with integrity, which is a really nice
we need a lot of those in the world right now.
Huge.
Yes. Yeah, right?
That's huge.
So I asked a lot of questions about
I'm going to be taking notes, by the way, because I want to know all about the polyamory stuff.
So, and I asked him about polyamory, and we ended up scheduling a time to go hiking together so I could really pick his brain for 5 hours. But the interesting point to loop this back is that he's been a coach for dating for 8 or 9 years, and he's worked with a lot of top executives from Tinder, from other dating apps. And he's like, Joyna, I hate to break it to you, but dating apps, what is their main goal? What do you think is the main goal of a dating app?
To keep you coming back.
Yes, to make money. To make a shit ton of money.
Right.
So if you leave the app, they're not making money.
Of course.
So the way that it's created on an app, especially when you're selecting your preferences, is that you will never be matched, ever, with the person you are compatible with. You will be matched with someone that might be attractive, but not close enough in distance.
Is there nothing pure and good in this world? Jesus.
Or you might be matched to someone that has all these things you're looking for, but they just don't look quite attractive. And so you're going to always get maybe 70 or 60% of what you're looking for.
This is really true and possible? I guess it is.
If the intention of a dating app is to make money.
No, that they can actually accomplish this, I guess, through algorithms, right?
Totally.
Through algorithms.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah, if your algorithm is don't match anything higher than 70%.
Right. So he said, Joyna, you will never, ever come across the person you're compatible with.
So all the people who are marrying or getting together with their life partner are settling.
Possibly.
Or they're expanding.
Lowering their expectations.
No, not necessarily. Because you go into it with, you only know what you know, right? So when you're looking for, these are the expectations or these are the things that I'm looking for in a partner, you don't know what you don't know.
Exactly.
So
and
until
the algorithm doesn't know what you don't know.
Exactly. So if you could meet someone who fits, a good majority of what you're looking for, but you might find out things that, but
this goes back to the conversation that we had, you and I, Heather, on in another episode about 10 out of 10 boxes, checking off the boxes.
Well, and I also recognize there were several boxes I had when I was younger that I don't give a shit about those boxes anymore.
And Heather, you also mentioned you don't know what you don't know.
Right.
There are hidden boxes you don't even know exist.
I love how Joyna always brings us down to the coaching level.
No, I'll try and unplug that.
I love that about you.
But it's true.
There are
things we don't know what we don't know.
That's true.
And I've experienced that a lot from the online dating. So I've been on different dates.
I didn't know
I
loved fully shaved men until I knew.
Yeah, not my thing.
I'm like, this is the thing? Great. Bring it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, but I'm going to say all of this with a huge disclaimer. I'm in the camp of believing that online dating doesn't work.
Still?
So I still am super skeptical of it.
Okay.
So because the two boyfriends that I've had, I've met organically. I've met through friends or I've met through interests.
Can we just put a little flag on that? 2 boyfriends.
Like ever in your life?
Yeah.
I'm not that.
I've slept with more than 2.
I apologize because that came off as if I was judging you for that, and that is not what was happening there. I love it because it's not common.
It's not
at our age.
It's not the normal sex and love addiction that is most of America.
Right. I mean,
and I love it because that gives you another perspective.
That's true.
So wait, this polyamorous man that we're talking about, can we give him a fake name just so that we don't have to keep calling him polyamorous man?
Well,
because we're going to keep circling back to him.
Oh, I'm so tempted to give his online name, and I don't want.
No, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Let's give him.
Okay, how about Danielle? How about you name him?
I'm going to name him. I was going to say. Sorry. Let's give him a character name, Mr. Big, like from Sex of the City.
Oh, okay.
Call him Big.
All right. Call him Big.
And also because I saw the word big up on that whiteboard over there.
Better than healthy habits.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Let's call him Big.
That was from
we call him Big. And this is funny. Disclaimer, by no means do I actually know whether or not this guy is worthy of that.
We don't know.
You don't know either?
It's interesting because I had one epic hike with him where we talked about a lot of different things. He came to
Penis size never came up.
His penis never came out of his pants? Ever?
No. We didn't even hold hands or anything.
Oh my God, Joyna, you are so strong.
And then he ghosted me.
Fuck you!
What a dick! Seriously?
I was
Asshole.
like, dating
Big,
with
you suck.
integrity? Hold
How is
on.
that dating with integrity?
Yes.
Hold on. So the thing is, he mentioned briefly he's on these dating apps for research.
Oh,
And I
Asshole.
thought,
I'm
oh,
sorry, but
no.
that's not integrity.
that is
It
not
doesn't-
integrity at all.
And again, that's my own perception. But here, I need to add
Your
a
own
little
perception.
bit.
Did he call you back?
No.
Did he reach
not
out
call
to you?
me. No.
Okay, that's ghosting. That's not perception.
It's totally ghosting. But I'm also
which I just learned was a thing in adult life.
For those of you podcast listeners that don't understand what ghosting is, it's basically essentially someone that shows super interest. They're really into you.
Yep.
And then it's a silence. Mm-hmm. And
Just happened to me last week.
Have no idea.
Yeah, no
what you did.
explanation, no nothing.
I thought that, so I've heard of this. It's never happened to me before last week. But I thought that, I wasn't sure it was a real thing. But then if it was, I thought this is a high school thing or maybe a college thing, not something that happens in like grown up world.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But I want to add a
apparently
little
it
bit to
does.
that before we go back to the online dating, because I think this is a very important point. So last month, I took a break from the online dating. I went to a 1-week coaching intensive camp because I was so looking forward to it. And there were people from all around the world. And I met a man that we both completely fell head over heels like for each other.
I wish that the listeners could see like
I know.
like Heather and I both looking at each other with these big giant.
Well, and I
eyes.
wish you could see like the joy on Joyna's
Oh my
face.
gosh.
It went like,
So this amazing Italian man.
Ooh, Italian.
Amazing.
We're gonna call him Claudio.
Claudio. And so
There may have been a conflict of interest.
This
right
was
there.
a 1 week thing, and it was like middle school, kind of like looking at each other, looking away, feeling so insecure. And I just went one day and I was like, I can't do this anymore. And I just went up to him and said, I like you. I want to know more about you. Can we have dinner together?
oh my God, see, I love that.
That is like so.
And then let's
Sleepless in
just say I
Seattle.
broke the seal. And it was incredible.
Oh, you know what happens when
Good
you break the
girl.
seal? God damn it! You got to keep breaking it every hour.
Well, it was fine. It was totally like, okay, that's not the point. The point is,
sweet Joyna.
I met this person in real life, and I don't know how to quite express this okay, let's see if I can do this in a podcast. Imagine that there's a graph, and it goes from 0 to 100, like a bar chart. The online dating for me has been like at the 20 and 30% bar of like, oh, these are nice people.
That's actually pretty high.
They're nice people.
Yeah.
I would go on a second date kind of thing. But when you meet someone in real life, it's like 99%
For sure.
of like,
for sure.
Whoa, I get that connection with you. I feel something.
Yeah.
And our intention of meeting each other wasn't about dating.
Right.
So I think that's the thing that really gets me with online dating is it's what you're there to meet each other with.
That's
Right.
precisely my point.
Yes.
Is that you're going there to look for something. And I just don't have the space to add yet one more task in my life.
I mean, I don't disagree with you guys. So this is so funny. I also have experimented with Hinge. So there's 2 dating apps on my phone, Bumble and Hinge. Mm-hmm. Bumble's probably been on there for a year plus. Hinge, maybe a little bit less. It's so funny because I get notifications, and I don't look at them. Every now and then I'll be out with my girlfriends, right? And we'll be like swiping left and right or whatever. And they're having a lot of fun because they're all married and they're like perfect little white picket
Well, they get
fence
to live
area,
through
right?
you.
Right.
They get to live through
So
you.
they're doing what you mentioned and they're kind of picking people for me and yes, no, all this kind of stuff. I don't actually engage with them. I have, in full disclosure, engaged with a handful over the last year, none of which have gone anywhere, and nor was I completely enthusiastic about it. Probably for the same reasons. Like you guys know me. I'm a person that connects deeply in person. Mm-hmm. And I walk in and I'm like, that person I can get along with. Whether it's a man or a woman, I'm looking for a part. It's not about who I'm looking for. It's just like I see people and right.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
But I do have to tell you the other day, I can't believe we're going to say this on the podcast. I was with somebody and I was showing him my phone. I don't know why I haven't turned off my notifications because I never look at them. I was showing him something on my phone, and a
notification
notification came up from Hinge. We think you and so are perfectly compatible. You should meet. And I was like,
oops.
I don't know what to do right now. I'm just going to swipe that one back up out of the way. Anyway, I do go on Hinge. I've had a really recent, in the last couple of months, very bizarre experience, which will probably limit me. It will probably eliminate online dating for me forever. And it's been since you and I spoke.